to make sure the program can continue, I'd like to introduce the keynote speaker today. Ambassador Julie Turner currently serves as an acting Deputy Assistant Secretary of State in the Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labor, DRL, at the U.S. Department of State, overseeing the Bureau of Africa, East Asia, and Pacific International Labor Affairs, and Multilateral and Global Affairs team. Ambassador Turner previously served as the U.S. Special Envoy for North Korean human rights issues from October 2023 to January 2025. Ambassador Turner is globally recognized as an expert in the area of human rights and democracy, and has worked over the past 20 years to strengthen democratic institutions and promote human rights throughout the East Asia and Pacific region. She serves as the Office Director in DRL's Office of East Asia and Pacific, and previously was the Director for Southwest Asia at the National Security Council. Early in her time at State Department, she serves as Special Assistant to the first U.S. Special Envoy for North Korean human rights, and works as a program analyst in the Bureau of Information Resources Management Office of Diplomacy. As career civil service employee and former Presidential Management Fellow, Ambassador Turner has dedicated her career to advance human rights around the world. Ambassador Turner is graduated from Pepperdine University and University of Maryland. Please join us to give a warm, enthusiastic welcome to Ambassador Julie Turner. Let's show our appreciation.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm so pleased to be here with you today. As my bio reads, I've been working on Southeast Asia for many years, specifically on U.S.-Vietnam relations, and so it's a real pleasure to be here today with so many members of the Vietnamese American community who have dedicated your own lives or suffered directly the human rights abuses that we're talking about today. And so thank you all for being here, and thank you all for the work that you do. I would also like to thank the Vietnam Human Rights Day Advisory Board for helping to organize today's event, as well as our distinguished moderator and speakers for sharing their powerful testimonies with us today. And also to Senator Tim Kaine and Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick for co-sponsoring this year's commemoration. Thank you all. Friends and colleagues, it's an honor to be here to commemorate Vietnam Human Rights Day and to discuss this topic of paramount importance, the state of human rights in Vietnam. Over the past 3 decades, we have witnessed significant progress in our bilateral relationship with Vietnam. Our partnership has grown stronger, and today Vietnam is one of the United States' key partners in the Indo-Pacific region. We have a robust bilateral relationship, including our partnership on dioxin remediation and the removal of unexploded ordnance. These initiatives show the U.S. commitment to deepening our ties and building a foundation for a better future. Education and cultural exchange programs have also played a vital role in strengthening our relationship. Thousands of Vietnamese students are studying in the United States, gaining valuable knowledge and skills that they bring back to Vietnam. These educational exchanges foster mutual understanding and create lasting bonds between our peoples. The United States and Vietnam have been working together to address common security challenges, such as maritime security, disaster response, and peacekeeping operations. Our cooperation in these areas contributes to regional stability and promotes a free and open Indo-Pacific. While these achievements reflect the strong relationship between our countries, it's essential to acknowledge that our relationship has areas where we must do more to make progress. One of those most critical areas where we must make progress is human rights. The America First policy under the Trump administration emphasizes the importance of safeguarding American interests. Human rights are intrinsic to these interests, as reflecting a commitment to freedom for all individuals. By advocating for human rights globally, we promote stability, prosperity, and security, key components of our relationship with Vietnam. We recognize that Vietnam has made significant strides in improving the lives of its citizens, including reducing poverty, expanding access to education, and improving healthcare. These achievements are commendable and reflect the Vietnamese government's commitment to the well-being of its people. At the same time, we're concerned and would like to see more progress on protecting freedom of expression, freedom of religion and belief, and the rule of law. These are rights and principles that must be upheld. First, freedom of expression is a cornerstone of any free and just society. When individuals are free to share ideas, it fosters an environment conducive to innovation, economic growth, and technical advancement. In Vietnam, however, the right to freedom of expression is under threat. Journalists, bloggers, and human rights defenders often encounter censorship, harassment, and imprisonment for expressing dissenting views. Vietnam continues to use vague national security provisions to restrict the exercise of freedom of expression, which has led to a troubling number of cases of harassment, unjust arrest, and harsh prison sentences targeting human rights defenders, journalists, religious freedom advocates, and everyday people who peacefully express their views. Human rights organizations estimate there are approximately 170 unjustly detained political prisoners in Vietnam, including approximately 40 journalists, 5 of whom have contributed to Radio Free Asia and Voice of America. We urge the Vietnamese government to release unjustly detained political prisoners, to allow greater freedom of expression, and to reduce restrictions on the press and online platforms. We are also concerned that these acts of censorship often extend beyond Vietnam's borders. I'm deeply troubled by reports that Vietnamese authorities continue to coerce, harass, intimidate, surveil, and censor dissidents and activists in exile for exercising their rights, including reported incidents of transnational repression targeting U.S. citizens. I know many of you have also shared harrowing experiences and described the far-reaching negative consequences of transnational oppression on your own lives and those of your colleagues and family. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge Boat People SOS, the US-based organization, and the contributions of Director Nguyen Dinh Thanh, a US citizen who has publicly shared his experience as a victim of this overreach. The United States prioritizes the safety of all US citizens and will continue to push back against governments that arbitrarily and unlawfully surveil, threaten, and attack Americans who are exercising their universal human rights. We are also concerned that the government of Vietnam maintains significant control over religious practices and that Vietnam's laws include vague provisions to restrict the exercise of freedom of religion or belief in the stated interest of national security and social unity. Members of religious groups without government recognition continue to face government harassment, including, in some cases, physical assaults, arrests, travel restrictions, and property seizures or destruction. We further urge Vietnam to take steps to address our human rights concerns and to ensure all individuals can practice their religion or belief without interference. Finally, I would like to finish today with a challenge to each person in this room that you continue to make your voices heard beyond Vietnam Human Rights Day. As Vietnamese American citizens, you have a unique perspective and a powerful voice in shaping the future of US-Vietnam relations. Your experiences, insights, and advocacy are invaluable. By engaging in dialogue, raising awareness, and supporting initiatives that promote human rights, you bring a unique and powerful perspective that has a meaningful impact on the lives of people in both countries. The relationship between the United States and Vietnam is a testament to the power of reconciliation, cooperation, and shared values. Together, we can continue to build a partnership that is not only strong and prosperous, but also rooted in respect for human dignity. By advocating for human rights, we promote stability, prosperity, and security, benefiting both Vietnam and the United States. The voices of Vietnamese Americans play a vital role in this advocacy, bringing personal experiences and influencing policy. Let's continue to stand firm in our commitment to human rights, ensuring that every individual can enjoy the freedoms and dignity they deserve. Together, we can build a world where human rights are respected and our shared values are upheld. Thank you very much.